All right, guys, we are live. This is the Shillan and Duffy show recapping UFC 329 McGregor versus Holloway 2. I'm your host. My name is Keith Shillan. Joining me as always is the senior editor of Sherdog.com, the great Ben Duffy. Ben, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing better than Conor McGregor.
Yes. Well, he got paid a shitload of money for like 15 seconds of action, so maybe not.
Oh, that's true.
So I always go camping with my family like a couple times a year, and one time a year we go with a big group of people, and that was this weekend. And I told them, I said, "All right, guys, I gotta cut out one night early. You know, my family's still out there, and I'm like, it's Conor McGregor return. Like, there's no way I can't miss the recap show. It's been 5 years and this and that and whatnot." Oh God! Like, could it got worse? You see, in my opinion, we went from having an A card. Like, this was a banger. There was wars, there was great knockouts. Paddy won. Everything was going right for the UFC, and then the main event happens. Conor McGregor returns. He loses. I think it was about a minute 15 or something like that. But
52 seconds.
52 seconds. Okay. It was 52 seconds, but it was really about 2.3 seconds. And the card, in my opinion, and I can just tell by the people in the comments, like, obviously I see the people in the comments. We have our regular crew people, but I'm seeing people I don't recognize in the comments. And I'm seeing people spelling Connor Connor. So I know right away that's like casual people. They're not they're the ones who just watch the Connor fights, and which is fine. Like, welcome to the show. Hope you stick around longer than just the main event. This went from an A to an F.
I don't know if I'd take it all the way to an F, but it's the most disappointing main event in several years. Honestly, it's probably the most disappointing main event since Conor's last main event against Dustin Poirier.
At least that we saw some exchanges. This, I'm watching Conor, and I'm like, man, we didn't even get to find out if he was good still. No. Was I expecting him to drop off? Absolutely. Was I expecting the top guy in the world like he was at one time? No, I wasn't expecting that. But could he have surprised me and show that he's like a top 5 guy or top 10 guy or even like a top 30 guy? I have no idea what he was going to be tonight. I was sitting there like my couch. I'm at my house all by myself, and I was thinking in my head, I said, Conor's going to do something crazy. He's going to run across the octagon, come out throwing huge haymakers, do a spinning wheel kick, something like he's going to go right after Holloway. And he did, and I said, "Oh, that's so funny." He did like a spinning, like jumping, spinning wheel kick, and I'm like, that's exactly how I expected it. And he fell down, but I was like, all right, he got back up, and he fell down again. And then I said to myself, like, oh no, like Holloway's going to finish him on the ground. McGregor's not going to get up, and we're not going to get the answer. Was Conor good? And then when Conor was able to get up the second time, I go, all right, now we actually get to see something. And then he went down immediately again. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, something's wrong with his leg.
Honestly, and people have already brought this up in the chat, as much as rewatching the fight, and obviously the fight is going to be rewatched and analyzed ad nauseum from here, we need to rewatch the walkout, because there are certain people saying he looked like he was favoring the leg before he even got into the cage. If that is the case, not every fighter making it to the cage hobbled is TJ Dillashaw.
Sure.
It's everybody fights with small hurts, but sure, if he knew the knee was dicey and his entire game plan consisted of throwing wild kicks until it completely exploded on him, that is triple stupid.
Well,
like,
I don't know.
I'm sorry, we're 2 fights removed from Corey Sandhagen almost winning one of the biggest fights of his career on a blown knee. It's possible to compensate.
Sure. I mean, we had the Carlos Ulberg thing a couple months back.
Yeah.
But I also think, say he came in injured. I don't want to go down that road too much, but say he did. Connor's the guy that said, "Hey, I already beat this guy, and I blew my I'll beat him again." Like he has this unbelievable belief in himself. The very fact that he thought he can come back, and how long was it? Was it 5 years since he last fought? 5 years, right?
Over 5 years.
Over 5 years since he last fought, and think he could beat Max freaking Holloway.
Yeah.
That shows you this unbelievable belief he has in him. Was he pre-injured? I don't know. Did it just happen? Was it a freak thing? I don't know. What I do know is this shit is happening to him 2 fights in a row. One, obviously, the last one was ridiculously bad, broken leg. This one looks like there's probably ligament damage, some kind of, hopefully not an ACL, but some kind of serious damage to his knee. His body's gone.
I have a different take on this than you do.
Okay.
Conor said most of the right things this week, but you compare how he sounded this week to how he sounded on his actual way up and during his brief title reigns. There was a bulletproof self-belief to him. Whether you liked him or not, I believed that he believed in himself. Even going into the Khabib fight, where everybody on the planet thought this was a horrible matchup and Conor was going to get slaughtered, I believe that Conor thought he was going to win that fight.
Yeah, so do I.
I thought it was forced this week. He struck me as a guy who didn't really think he was necessarily going to win, kind of going through the motions of saying Conor McGregor things.
Well, I know the Dustin Poirier, like the second Dustin Poirier fight, they were like nice and chummy with each other, which was like really, that turned a lot of people off. Like that's not Conor. Yeah,
He got unchummy as soon as the fight was over. Like threatening to break into his house and kill his family.
Well, that was the third fight. The third fight they did get.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the second one they were respectful.
It was weird. They were like respectful to each other. I don't know. I feel like even at the end of some of the stuff he was saying at the end, with Khabib was like, it just got old. So I don't know if it was just like in my case, just feel old. Or I feel like I'm going back in time. Like it felt like a rerun of a movie I've already seen, and it's like the same stuff. I'm like, yeah, I already seen it. Like, so I kind of felt that way with Conor. I will say this: if he blows out his knee, and he's got one fight left on his contract, and he comes back, we're talking about 38 years old now. If he really blows, we're waiting another year. And now instead of a fight, I'm not even counting this as coming back to MMA. Like, I might count as like, now you're talking 6.5 years for this guy to fight. I got a ton of text messages. That's how I always judge like how big of it. I got more text messages this week about this fight and the Paddy fight than I got the entire White House card. Which I was like, wow, man, Conor McGregor's still really important. People still really care about him. I know there's people, and you said how you don't feel right watching Conor fight after all his court history and all that, but he is important to the sport because he does bring an excitement, whether you like him or not. Was it the 2016 excitement, 2017, whatever it was, when he was beating Jose Aldo and that? No. But he's such a mega star that even like I'm kind of done with Conor. I'm kind of sick of it. Like that attitude that some people had this week it's still a bigger fight than any other fight they could put on.
It is, but I think this was probably the last time the UFC could go to that well. Like this was a big event, but look at the actual event tonight. Look at what stars were in the stands. Who were the biggest stars there that weren't like there on the UFC payroll? Like I saw Vince Vaughn, I saw Anthony Kiedis, and then I saw a bunch of fighters.
Well, there was football players like Justin Jefferson was there.
Yeah, okay.
Puka Nakua. Puka's like a usual now, but
yeah, I mean, our man T Moneyliner. No offense, guys. It was the worst fight on the card, and we're still discussing it. Hey, I mean, we always devote a bunch of time to the main event because, yeah, it was booked as a main event for a reason. I'm holding forth right now on why I'm thinking this is probably Conor McGregor's last main event.
Yeah. Hate to break it to you, I'm not going to spend that much time on Zach Reese fights that I am going to do on this main event.
Like, there's a reason that this that this card that would have been the most obvious card to put on regular CBS instead of just Paramount Plus was not. And part of it is, I think, because of Conor's history, they can't put it where it would get like the kind of mainstream broadcast TV type attention.
I think Ben, I love you, brother. I think you're way off on this. I think Paramount paid a shitload of money and they want it on Paramount and they want this people to order subscriptions instead of having a one-time seeing on CBS, which would get more eyeballs. They want the subscriptions. And even if you subscribe once and cancel immediately, that's more money for them. But I think they're banking on the ones who order it and then you forget about it and you
forget to cancel.
And you have Paramount for a month. Oh, it should be a year, right? Not a month instead of a month. And I don't think CBS cares and Paramount cares about all the stuff going on with Conor McGregor. Because if they really did, if they really had a hard line with all the stuff that's going on with them, they wouldn't put him on the card to begin with. These corporate people, there's only one thing they care about is money, and nobody makes more money for the UFC than Conor McGregor does. Ever.
And you might be right there. You know, like you might have the right take on that.
Well,
I was just surprised. Of course, dude. Don't. Of course, you're right. Me on a night that I went 4-0 on the fights we picked differently.
Yeah.
I never bring that up, but I have to defend myself.
Yeah. Not a good night for any Shillan backers. Not a good night. But I got the main event right. I did get the main event right. Not many other ones I got right. Again, did I expect Conor to be good? No, I didn't expect him to be good. I expected him to to be honest, he didn't look good his last two fights against Poirier. Like, did he look like a top 10 guy? Yeah, sure. But he didn't look like best guy, the guy who's, making champion Eddie Alvarez look like a low-level UFC guy. Or a guy kind of making his UFC debut against a superstar. Like that's what he was making Eddie Alvarez look like.
Yep.
Was he going to be good tonight? No. You know who I feel bad for out of all this? Yeah, I feel bad. Listen, I'm going to just separate all the other stuff, reasons why you could hate Conor. I'm just talking about, I feel bad that this guy broke his leg, had to do all that rehab, all this, and he gets injured immediately. Like that. Mm-hmm. I feel the same way. I think about, watching Christian McCaffrey get injured or watching other people get injured, whatever. Like that's how I feel about it. But I also feel bad for Max Holloway. Sure, he's got the win. Sure, he's got a big pay. Sure. But no one's talking about the clinic that Max Holloway put on Conor McGregor, which he was probably going to do tonight.
Yeah.
Did anybody, if anybody's a casual fan, people who turned in to watch Conor McGregor, there's people who turned in to watch Conor McGregor who don't know who Max Holloway is.
Or they come away from this thinking that Conor's still a better fighter than Max.
Yeah, that's my point. Like,
yeah.
And no one became a Max Holloway fan tonight. Yeah, like if you were a Max Holloway fan, you already was a Max Holloway fan. You didn't become a Max Holloway fan tonight.
No.
I mean, I know how much people don't know who Max Holloway is, even though in our world he's a megastar. That I got the text messages from people saying who's going to win, Max Holloway or Conor McGregor, and I'm like, the guy who hasn't won a fight in 7 years, or a guy who, was holding a UFC title not that long ago, was first ballot Hall of Famer type guy. Like, what do you mean he's going to win? Like, Holloway's a 2-1 favorite? No, he should be like a 12-1 favorite.
Yeah.
Like, people are talking about the opening line was massive. It probably wasn't big enough.
Probably not.
And it definitely shouldn't have closed. So I feel bad for Holloway in that sense. Like, he's not getting his due. That said, this is going to be a really weird take for me. Guys, bear with me. Like, the fight was 50-something seconds. And was it really 50-something seconds? Because Holloway, stopped punching him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I only have – I got to find things to talk about, okay? I don't think Holloway made himself fans also when he got on the mic. Now, Max Holloway is the best dude on the planet, a good guy, one of the good, does things for charity, family guy, says all the right things, usually always says the right things. Tonight, I don't think he did. Tonight, I think he was out of touch a little bit. because he's like, well, the good thing is we're gonna fight a third time. Let's make that money. Let's get that money. And I'm like, dude, you know those people in the arena spent shitload of money to go to these fights.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Justin Jefferson. Like, yeah, he spent a
No.
lot of money, but whatever. Justin Jefferson could do a Nike commercial tomorrow and get 10 times that right back.
No, you're talking about people that spent $600 to sit in the mezzanine.
Probably more than $600.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. If you came in from Ireland, if you're in real hardcore, came from Ireland, you took a flight over, you're staying in, you know, the hotels are cheaper in Las Vegas, but still, like, I'm sure they're a little higher during fight week. And
if you flew from Ireland for this, you're an optimistic motherfucker.
Well, there's dumb people like that. Yeah,
no, but yeah, sure.
But even if you're, you know, you live in California or you drove, you whatever, you know, insert, whatever, wherever you came from, you spent a shitload to sit in the cheap seats. I mean, they kept trying to show the impact of Conor coming back. Like, they did a lot of the views from the crowd when the entrance comes in, but we don't see a lot of that view. We'll get the whole arena atop, but they like purposely were like behind people with their cameras, holding the cameras and stuff. Like, there was 2 kids, you could tell they were like probably like in their 20s. How much money did they spend? Some people spent their life savings. And Max Holloway's first thing he's thinking about is like, let's do a third fight where I can get paid again. Yeah. Like, you say that to your friends backstage. You don't say that. What you do is you go, I feel so bad. I feel so bad for Conor. Like, he's an icon of the sport. He worked so hard to rehab this. Unfortunately, freak things happen. I feel so bad for him. My heart goes out to him. You know, don't be like, oh, let's make more money. Like, yeah, no. I thought that came off really bad. I mean, and then you got the people saying, "Oh, fight's rigged," and you get, you know, I got friends texting me, "This is bullshit. I can't believe." Like, my phone's still blowing. I get text message. I get my phone on silent. I'm still getting text message saying, you know, yeah. Talk to me about it.
I agree that was not one of Max's best moments on the mic, and he usually does pretty well just by being confident / realistic / humble and just being a decent dude. Like, he doesn't back down from anybody, but he doesn't, like, you know, he doesn't sit there like thinking of wild shit to say. He's Max Holloway. So yeah, you know, speaking off the cuff again. Yeah, not his best moments.
Not what he meant by it, but yeah,
no. This will all be this, except for like whoever tuned in to MMA for the first time in 5 years because Conor was fighting. The rest of us will probably forget this and move on. Max has a limited number of fights left in him. I'm excited for whatever's next. And
you know, I think the hardcore guys have already moved on. This was definitely like a one time, I'm going to go back in time, reminisce. This is when you pull out that old CD you haven't listened to in a long time and you reminisce, or you go see a band that which seems to be, I do a lot. Go to the old band when they were great years ago, and then you watch it and you're like, oh, these guys are fat now. Like look how Axl Rose looks. Like, I used to think he was the coolest guy in the world, and now he looks like a freaking homeless dude. And he's got a bare belly. Like, I
saw some footage of David Lee Roth the other day, and David Lee Roth was a guy that always kept himself in incredible shape, you know, and it's just, he's toast now. Yeah, no, I get it.
That's what this was for the hardcores who watch every week, the ones who go to watch next week.
Yeah, it was just sad.
That said, take out again. I know this is hard to separate, but take out all the off the field, out of the cage excitement from McGregor. Do you care about seeing him again?
No.
I know he's got one fight left.
No. I don't. And here's the thing. Like, I was vocal on the preview about how just I don't think people that have a demonstrated difficulty managing violence in their private lives should be doing violence for money, for my money that I'm paying. Like, I'm not comfortable with it. Having said that, I still feel bad for him. It's not like I want him to be punished by like having his leg fucked up. Just I'm not interested in his next fight. I'm even less interested in his next fight.
Yeah, I mean, there's people I don't like in the world. I still don't want bad things to happen to them.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about dictators and
no.
Yeah, I'm talking about like regular people. Like, I it's weird. I don't care about his actual fighting as much as it sounds. The press conference to me is like kind of gotten old, stale. The embedded this week was old. The getting in the face. Like, there's a time when people have changed. Like, I always think of Joanna Jędrzejczyk. There was a time when she was like super excited, always like did that thing where she like ducked down and then gets right in her opponent's face. And then like at the end of her career, she wasn't doing that anymore. Like, she like grew out of it, like a new stage in her life. I kind of feel like with McGregor, like, you could still have stand downs, but like pushing and hitting his hand. It felt a lot like the Mayweather tour, where there was like, all right, like, you did one stop and that would have been cool. And then they did like 4 stops and it was like they're saying the same shit they said in the last place. Like, it kind of got boring. That's how I feel with that. But what I do love is everybody else's reaction. The people who aren't bored by it. You know, my friends who I go on Facebook and I see all people who aren't real and, you know, we consider MMA fans commenting on it. The entrances, the way people were super excited. You know, Conor McGregor was like, it seemed like freaking Elvis was coming out. Like, I still like the song and then the Notorious, all that. So I do want to see him again, and I got a good matchup. And that's why.
All right.
And he draws a crowd that you don't get. So, like, you know, obviously they have one fight left with him. Obviously, you're not going to give him a title shot for 2 reasons. One, he hasn't won forever, and 2, you can't have a Bret Hart type situation where you're leaving the organization as a champion. Though it's, you know, extremely unlikely he'd beat Islam Makhachev. I would sign him to as long of a deal, like almost like if you could sign him like NFL signs like incentive, like we do this many views, you get this many, you know, kind of like incentive based. So like you keep him for as long as popular as he is, you know. Let's matchmake these guys. Let's assume McGregor hurt himself. It's a meniscus. It's not like a year plus. We'll just say it's like you know, he can fight in February. We'll say. All right. Let's start with Max. Max is tough to match because he lost to Charles Oliveira. You can't really. I mean, this is technically a win, the biggest name he's ever beaten, but like he's not gonna be on my Bulls list. What are you doing with Max Holloway?
I'm letting him fight Paddy Pimblett.
Oh, I'm going a little high on the rankings.
And who is higher in the rankings? They hadn't fought yet. I'm excited to hear this.
Well, Charles Oliveira to me was a big winner tonight because if Conor won, if Conor starched Max Holloway, he was jumping the line. He was going to get a title shot against Justin Gaethje. I mean, would there be a bigger? I mean, I know that Islam Makhachev, if he's fighting at 170, there's the whole, you know, Habib. But like after Gaethje won the White House, the American dream guy, you know, like he came through for America against all odds in the White House. You know, looking at the Declaration of Independence and then like beating Ilia Topuria. I mean, that fight would have been huge. Conor was already talking shit a little bit about Justin this week, so he was kind of already sitting in place. But Charles Oliveira is a big winner tonight. He beat Max. You can't make an argument for Max to jump Charles Oliveira. So who's left? I'm going Max Holloway versus Arman Tsarukyan.
It's funny. I excluded Tsarukyan from all of my calculations.
Yeah, because he wrestled again today, by the way. Oh, no. Yeah, he wrestled again today. Yeah. And he's wrestling again next week.
Just the fact that like he's like landed more strikes in organizations where you aren't allowed to strike in the last 2 years, and he has it like MMA.
What a douche. What a douche. Yeah. All right. I was so the big star of the night, take out Conor, obviously. The big star of that was Paddy Pimblett. I mean, he was
oh yeah.
The cheers he got at the press conference, his entrance is as exciting as anybody's. obviously then the performance he put on was flawless. To me, if you got Conor for one more fight, how do you not do him and Paddy? Him and Paddy somewhere in Europe. Put him in Dublin, having the Irish fans and the English fans and probably shit. If you ever want to really do a soccer stadium, Conor and Paddy in somewhere. I don't know. I'm sure there's a soccer stadium somewhere in Ireland.
Croke Park is the big one that every Irish fighter asks for.
All right, we'll do it there.
Yeah. Ian Gary can have his first title defense there.
Ian Gary, there you go. Ian Gary defending the title on the co-main event.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna, if McGregor, I mean, there's I see Garrett saying McGregor's, there's a very good chance he never fights again. So,
Garrett, we love you, man.
But yeah, I would. I mean, to me, it also would feel like a passing the torch. It would, you know what it feel like? You'll get this reference. It would feel like WrestleMania 6, where Hulk Hogan passed the torch to the Ultimate Warrior. I mean, sure, the Ultimate ended at that. The Ultimate Warrior dropped the torch, but you got the
Yes.
reference. So what it was supposed to be. Anything else you want to say about this fight?
No, I'm ready to move on because the rest of the card was pretty much fire.
All right, so that's my F. Rest of it was everything was going perfect. Everything was going perfect. You had like they feeling each other. You're like, man, she like, girl touched my leg. She like, you roll up to the house. You're like, yeah, I'm going inside. This is gonna be nice. Everything's great. The girl's beautiful. Yeah, she's funny. She's smart. And then you pull up to her house, say, hey, can I come inside? And she says, yeah, I don't think my husband would like that. Like Paddy Pimblett in the co-main event took on Benoit St. Denis with Pimblett winning by first round submission. I'm going to make a statement. Agree or disagree? Shooting takedowns with Paddy Pimblett might be the dumbest thing anybody could do in MMA.
The people saying that Benoit St. Denis has like sub-zero fight IQ, totally on board with you. It was the stupidest thing he could possibly have done. It was the most guaranteed way to hand the fight to Pimblett on a platter. Like,
yeah, so it was a bad strategy. I understand, like his game is like throwing bombs and then shooting takedowns, and it's like so habit for him. But dude, you got to get that out of it. Like you can't do it. Yeah. And the funny thing is, he caught Paddy pretty good. Like he wasn't rocked like the commentators made it seem like, but he caught him with a nice punch. You saw how Paddy struck against Justin Gaethje. I mean, it was terrible.
Yes.
Why would you shoot a takedown on him?
It boggles the mind. Just even because, yeah, like he has just the muscle memory and the instinct. And if you've ever watched our previews, you know that I will always harp on how a fighter sees themselves versus what they actually do habitually when the punches start flying. It's hard to overcome that. But then I do think he overestimated how badly he had Paddy hurt. But then even the specific takedown he shot.
I don't think he was that hurt, but okay.
No, I'm saying he overestimated it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like he thought Paddy was more hurt. Yeah.
Okay. But even that, why would you go for takedown? Knock him out.
Yeah, just knock him out. Yeah. Like, and if you're gonna just shoots a double right into the front headlock. It's like not just a takedown, but shot the worst possible takedown.
Did you just see Bobby Green do the same thing and get choked out?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, just now having said all that, Pimblett's finish. I mean, yeah, the fight was handed to him on a platter, but
super slick.
Forget the darts, guys. That was a Peruvian necktie, which is about 100 times rarer at the UFC level. Like he had the neck and then one leg over the back, one leg over the head. So he's basically just pulling him up between his own legs by the neck. That's a Peruvian necktie.
Yeah, dude,
that's some slick shit, dude.
Yeah, and I will say this. I mean, we were talking a lot. I mean, we bashed him, and the recap was him and Gaethje, whatever number that was, and so many people were talking junk about him. And that loss to Justin Gaethje ain't looking too bad right now.
Nope.
No, his performance wasn't good, but the losses aged well. Um, Paddy, I mean, he could be the next McGregor. And when you look at the roster, and again, he didn't come in the UFC and win a gazillion and didn't go, was undefeated at the time. I know Conor wasn't undefeated, but I'm saying in the UFC, he went on like this huge run and then won the title and different things. But he draws a crowd. I mean, he's not a regional guy where he's a big star in a region. He's a big star everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
I got friends that have no connections to England. I got a friend who's born in Brazil. Like he's from Brazil, and he was texting me like, "Paddy the baddie," And the thing about Paddy is he's the guy that could be McGregor without the shitty, like, personalized stuff.
Yeah.
And he doesn't come off like everything he says. He's just saying it. He's not like scripted. It's not, and he's great.
He is so much better than I projected for him when he came to the UFC, both in terms of how well he's done in his actual fights, and then just in terms of his charisma and star power. Like, I thought he'd turn into an entertaining mid-card guy who would need careful matchups not to just wash out of the UFC. Instead, he's a legit title contender and one of the probably 3 or 4 biggest active stars in the entire sport right now.
All right, you said top 3 or 4. Who's a bigger star? Leaving Conor out. Leave Conor out. I mean,
I'm like, I don't think of Conor as active.
Yeah. Who's a bigger star right now? Like he won't headline a number 1 unless it's a title fight. So I get that. But I mean, the guys you think of kind of stumbled. I mean, Ilia Topuria, Alex Pereira. I mean, is Gaethje? I mean, Gaethje who beat him and then just had the White House. Like Gaethje might be because of the White House, and we haven't seen the reaction yet since the White House. If he's transcended, I'm just guessing. I don't think he would. I don't think he is. Maybe Gaethje might be the answer. I don't know.
And I mean, the other 2 are coming in off losses, so we'll kind of need to wait and see what happens. But he's definitely up there. Those are kind of the names I was thinking.
Like, all right, to change that question, I'll rephrase it. Is there another person in the UFC would rather be the face of the organization than Paddy Pimblett? If they were putting a big one of those huge, pictures on in Times Square, the changes but it's like freaking 300 feet big, and wouldn't Paddy be the guy they want on there?
I mean, I'm sure they would love it if someone like Aspinall was healthy and the undisputed champ right now. I mean, because he's exciting when he's in there. He is a legitimately great fighter. He's a pretty good talker, and he's a heavyweight. They love heavyweights, but that's about all I can think of.
The accent always helps. The accent helps, and but obviously Paddy has the same accent too. So, Paddy's. I mean, the dude. Yeah, the one thing that I think separates me from comparing him totally to being the next Conor McGregor is I definitely think the skill set of Conor was better. I mean, his striking was so incredible, but I mean, Paddy's jiu-jitsu is elite. His finishing ability in the grappling's elite.
Yeah,
is he? But like Conor was not elite on the ground, so like he was elite on the feet. So there was holes in Conor's game. I still think there's holes in Paddy's game, but he showed that he can bounce back pretty spectacularly. So I already matched him up with Conor. You already matched him up with Max Holloway. I'm going to give you the backup plan if Conor's out. I mean, the beef between him and Ilia Topuria, and I think it would be a non-title fight. I think if they booked Paddy versus Ilia next, being that Ilia was, the A side of the White House card, and then Paddy being the star he is, that ain't a co-main event. That's a numbered main event. And first time in a long time that I mean, I know they did. There was some Oh no, was it BMF fight type? Was there a non? I mean, actually, well, obviously tonight with Connor, but was there a non-numbered main event that the non-title fight I keep recently?
Oh,
I feel like
Holloway versus Oliveira 2 was the BMF one.
Yeah, BMF, yeah.
Gaethje versus Pimblett.
What was the last time we had a
fourth.
interim?
Yeah, that was interim. No, like I'm scrolling back like through most of last year. I don't see any.
Yeah, probably a long time ago. St. Denis, what are you doing with St. Denis?
I don't think he falls that far. I'm still giving him a top 15-ish fighter coming off a loss.
Same.
In a couple weeks, we got Mateus Gamrot and Quillen Saul-Killed fighting. I'm giving them the loser of that fight.
Loser? Wow, not the winner.
No, I'm not giving him the winner.
I wrote down Rafael Fiziev. I put the like a fight night main event.
See, I don't.
I want to ask you something. So we talked about the disappointment of Cyril Gahn and Tom Aspinall.
Yeah.
Was this one the bigger disappointment? I know I'm going back to the main event.
No. Gahn versus Aspinall
is that
is
the
more
hardcore?
disappointing.
Is that the hardcore's view?
To the hardcores, yeah.
Okay, but not to the public.
No, not to the public.
What other examples do you think off the top of your head you could think of like something this disappointing? I think of
Weidman versus Silva too.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
Because there were plenty of people saying, "Oh, Silva just lost because he was clowning around. He's going to be serious, and nobody can touch the guy when he's serious. He's going to blast this dude." And then it was over in like
Weidman never got the real respect. People always say, they always remember Silva clowning on Weidman. They always forget the part that Weidman was on top of him, dropping elbows on his face like 30 seconds before that. It was.
Well, I'm not saying I agree, but I'm just saying how.
I know. Yeah, like Weidman won every second of that fight. Yeah. One that I think of, and I'm going to really age myself, was Randy Couture, Vitor Belfort 2, with the infamous one punch that just cut Randy's eye. That's one I can think of. I'm sure there's other ones out there, but all right, let's move on. Third from the top, Corey Sandhagen took on Mario Batista in one of the most competitive fights in the match, with Batista winning a unanimous decision. Mario Batista is super underrated. That's the thing. I just kept writing. Like, he's so well rounded and intelligent and has a good game. He puts himself in position to win, and he just did it again.
Like, do you know how good it felt to me that on this card, which again, this is the popcorn and cotton candy card to pull in the casual fans, amid all the like bad citizens and questionable human beings and like kind of outsized fake personalities on this card, that the feature fight was just two extremely good fighters who have been going about their business in a professional manner for years, and it turned into the best fight of the night. Like it did restore my faith in the sport just a little bit.
No. You mean the best non-flyweight fight? The flyweights always get the best fight. I just watching Batista and dude, what the hell? What is Spaffron talking nonsense? Sandhagen won round 1 and 2. Sandhagen did not win round. I mean, it was a very close first round. It was back and forth. Numbers were very close in the first round, and then the round ended with Batista taking him down and put him in a Suluev stretch. Sandhagen did not win round 1. Stop it. So Batista's grappling, I mean, it is so good. I mean, at one point, everyone's gonna remember the Suluev stretch. At one point, he almost had an old school wrestling hammerlock. I'm Corey saying it. If he tapped him out with that, I was gonna go crazy.
Last time I saw somebody do that in the UFC fight was Michael Chiesa on the Ghost of Diego Sanchez, and Michael Chiesa routinely kind of did that sort of stuff to people. Yeah,
the old school. Some people call it the Gable. Gabling up. There's a Gable grip, but there's also the Gable series. So some people call it the Gable series. I call it the old school hammerlock. Yeah, I mean the broadcast team wouldn't shut up about Sandhagen being injured. Like he definitely got injured from Mario Batista putting a solo stretch on him. But I'm watching the second round, and I gave Sandhagen the second round, though I think it was really close. I was really close. Like Batista could have won that round too, but I'm sitting there like, are they even noticing what's going on? They wouldn't shut the hell up about the deal. I mean, obviously it was significant, but
no.
Meanwhile,
Sandhagen is winning the round, bad wheel and all. I'm completely with you on that.
Yeah, it's like you don't see that in other sports. You don't see like a guy getting injured, like a football gets injured, and he's like he sits a play out, then he comes back in and he catches a touchdown, and like they ignore the touchdown that just started. We're like, well, man, he really got blindsided on that hit. I hope he's okay. He's like, dude, he just scored a touchdown. Did you? I don't know. Was this good for the UFC that Batista won?
I think it's neutral. The UFC was going to be fine either way because, again, these are both very good fighters. They're both very active fighters.
Yeah.
Having said that, Sandhagen has fought more of the people above both of these guys in the rankings, so it makes matchmaking easier going forward.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I still put it 51-49 like they wanted Sandhagen to win because he definitely has more. I mean, not that he's not this like huge personality, but he's like he's got a better personality. But he's very boring and.
Batista talks like the winning fighter's coach. He doesn't even sound like he just won the biggest fight of his life. He's like, yeah, this went well, this went badly. I believe this.
Yeah, he sounds like he sounds like before. Like, what did your guy need to win? Like Megan Oliva's in the back talking to him.
Yeah,
like, yeah, that's true. That's a really good analogy. But yeah, I was thinking matchmaking wise. There was really one match to make for Sandhagen, and that was Sean O'Malley. There was nothing else for him. So Batista kind of brings a newer face. Now I understand he lost to Umar, and I mean so did Sandhagen, and it seems like you say Sandhagen a lot with top guys losing. So I still think they want Sandhagen, but it's not as devastating as people would think. So honestly, I was sitting there and I'm like trying to matchmake the division and like, all right, so Umar, if he wins, and obviously Murad's gonna get the rematch and everything. I'm like, I think Batista gets O'Malley next.
They spent a lot of time training in the same gym.
I know
that O'Malley, they just that's
they asked him about O'Malley and he's like, well, he hasn't trained with us in a long time.
Yeah, that's the nice thing because he always had his sort of own little pop-up gym at MMA Lab, but now they, So if that's
even more,
if that's what we get, I'm fine with that. I was prepared for that not to be the case. Like if for some reason that doesn't happen, we've got David Martinez and Umar Nurmagomedov fighting in a few weeks. I know they've already fought, like Bautista and Nurmagomedov, but
no, I thought Umar's playing. I think I'm in reports right. Umar's going against Song Yadong, I think.
Oh, you're completely right. Then what the hell am I thinking? I thought David Martinez. Well, then I like David Martinez against him as well. So
yeah, I would go with the O'Malley, but I don't want to say this. Like I think at this point I almost care more about where the matchups are than who, because like those middleweight classes, like 135 to 170, it's like give me almost any top 15 guys fight each other. Like it's always good matchups.
Mm-hmm.
I put it like third from the top on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Sandhagen, assuming the pseudo stretch didn't do like serious damage, he's not out for a while. I'm gonna get. He's fought all the top guys in the division, and he's coming off like he's lost 3 out of 4 fights. I feel like he has to take a step down and kind of be the guy to let somebody else get a chance to move up. I'm gonna put it on the pay-per-view prelim. So and I keep saying pay-per-view, but you know what I mean, the numbered cards. I'm giving our boy. I'm giving Hani Barcelos a chance to fight a big name.
I love it. I mean, I had a kind of similar like grizzled veteran who's doing surprisingly well. I had Ayman Zahabi, but I like Hani Barcelos just as well. There
you go. All right. Before that, a incredible fight. Ben did not have it as his fight tonight, which I did. Brandon Royval took on Leonard Kavanaugh, with Brandon Royval winning by 3rd round submission. I'm watching Brandon Royval. I'm watching him get stung and recover me. It's like a bunch of times. And I just kept saying the same thing when I saw him beating Kavanaugh, who we just saw beat Brandon Moreno, looked sensational. I just kept saying the same thing, like, dude, how good is Joshua Van and Manel Cobb?
So good.
Particularly Cobb to be able to finish Royval the way he did.
Somebody and this is unrelated, but somebody either on Reddit or on the Sherdog forums pointed out that Josh Van's entire career has taken place since the last time Conor McGregor fought. Not his entire UFC career, his entire professional career.
I think did they say Alex Pereira, same thing?
Yep, Alex Pereira. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Anyway,
that's awesome.
It's so hard to get a handle on Royval. Like, I guess he's not shot because we saw him take some clean punches to the head, stung, recovered quickly,
like immediately.
Yeah, fought a smart fight for Brandon Royval. Like, he doesn't always have the best fight IQ. Sometimes just the madness is a little too much for him, but he and his coaches spotted the weakness with Kavanaugh and exploited it ruthlessly. And I am just assuming that, what's his name? Brad Pickett in Kavanaugh's corner was just spitting mad that Kavanaugh had no sprawl. Like,
well, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna comment on that in a second. But yes, he said he would jump guillotine, which I want to talk about Royval real quick before you get into that.
All right.
I mean, he looks sensational. I totally agree. Like, what was impressed me was like he'd get rocked, he'd get stumbled, and he'd like fall forward. And I'm like, oh god, he's gonna be hurt. And he'd like fall forward into like a punching combination and be right back in the fight. Like that's unbelievable. And the other thing is, I mean, his pressure and like his length was especially early. Like Kavanaugh started finding his range and doing well on the feet, but early on, like how successful Royval. I mean, Royval just banked the first round with his pressure and his output and using his length. And one thing he kept doing, which I was really impressed, was like he was landing the jab a lot, but it seemed like he would land when he threw it, but he kept pouring it out there. Like he'd pour it. So like he was in between the two of them, and then he'd throw it. So it's just always coming out there, and it's like so almost like Kavanaugh got used to it being in his face, and then he's getting hit with it. You know, I thought Royval, this is one of his best performances of his career. Kavanaugh, I don't think he looked bad, especially on the feet. Obviously, like his slip right hand was rocked. I mean, that rocked Royval, hurt him a bunch of times. I like when he got inside and was throwing those elbows. I mean, he landed some really good elbows. The problem is I had it 1-1 heading into the third. The third starts, Royval rocks Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh recovers, rocks Royval back. So now it's like dead even. Royval shoots a takedown on Kavanaugh, and Kavanaugh jumps guillotine. And like, dude,
sure does.
You already tried that; it didn't work. You struggled. You ended the round. Or I don't know if you ended the round. But it was big portions around you, like stuck, getting elbowed in the face. Why would you put yourself in that position? And it cost him the fight.
It sure did.
And I'm not saying he would have won the third. I mean, it was back and forth, but he had it. His chance of winning was throwing blows with Royval. He had zero chance of out grappling Royval.
Yeah, zero chance. Like I didn't necessarily think Royval was going to get the finish from there, but I was like, oh yeah, this fight's probably over. I just assumed he was going to win the round easily, and yeah,
so did I. And getting the finish late was even more impressive.
It sure was. Like
he called for a fight with Azu Amabayev. I kind of like that matchup. Like I'm cool with it. I thought it was a good call.
So do I. It's somebody who's below him in the rankings, both ours and the UFC's. But at this point, Royval now has 13 fights in the UFC, and he has fought everybody. Some of them more than once. And
there's also like times when there's guys below you, and you're like, you call out a guy below you, but this guy like Car France is below him or something like that. Like he didn't call for that fight. Like that's a way easier fight. Like he called the guy. I don't know his rank, but the guy
that nobody's calling for.
Nobody's calling to fight that guy. They're like, oh,
because not only is he good, he's tough to look good against. Though even if you beat him, it's going to be a grind. So Royval's the man.
Yeah, Sean Shelby calls you, and you're like, he's like, hey, you want to fight soon? Like, yeah, I'll fight. Like, you want to fight in August? Yeah, I want to fight in August. Cool. You got to fight, in Philly against Azu Amabayev. And you're like, yeah, cool. What's the date again? Oh, it's August 15th. Oh, I forgot my sister's getting married that day. And then also Amabayev's fighting like somebody else, and Amabayev gets injured, and you're like, you know what? They broke up. I'll jump in for him.
It's like I can't fight in August. It's Ramadan. You're not Muslim. I don't care.
I converted. I converted. They want everybody. So we both cool with that matchup. Kavanaugh, I had a hard time matching Kavanaugh because like either people are matched up or he's full Brandon Moreno, he's full Royval. I'm not gonna have him fight the other guys. There's a couple guys coming off losses, but I'm like, based on his performance, he's really lost 2 or 3. I'm dropping him back down, like out of the top contenders, and I'm getting Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott's always a tough out for everybody. Kind of, if you beat Tim Elliott, you're good.
I like that. I gave him a name that, kind of similarly, a guy that was in the top 10 for a while and is either out or has been falling out. The name I put down is Amir Albazi, because on top of everything else, like Albazi would give Kavanaugh a chance to show whether his takedown defense has improved at all.
Yeah, Dev threw out Alex Perez. That's the name I was looking at too. Opening up the card.
I saw Perez in the green room. I don't know if he's like close to being ready to fight. He looked pretty chunky. But, it's like, is that Colin Oyama? Oh, anyway, sorry.
Open up the card. Bobby Green took on Terrence McKinney in this like grudge match. They were boys, but then they agreed never to fight each other, and then suddenly they are fighting each other. And Bobby Green won by first round to get. I'm gonna say something first, and I'm gonna take one statement. I'm gonna make the second statement. All right, so Kerry Hatley stopped the fight with 1 second left in the first round.
Yeah,
I watched that. When Kerry Hatley jumps in, that buzzer already blew a full half second before Kerry Hatley jumped in.
Yeah.
That was like Terrence McKinney made it to the second round.
He sure did.
That said, he didn't want to come out of the second round.
No.
He was done anyway. So like Kerry Hatley saved Terrence McKinney from just getting the shit kicked out of him in the very beginning of the second round. But I just want to put it out there, like McKinney survived, but Bobby Green completely took over. Terrence McKinney, like Dev said, he didn't even complain. Like he didn't want to.
The last time Terrence McKinney won a fight that went past the first round was like his third professional fight in 2018. Like he fights like he's parked illegally.
I love like Bobby Green knew if he could get to the second round, he was going to win. Because there was 1 minute left in the round, and it's Conor's like, Terrence, you got 1 minute left, and Bobby Green's like, yeah, you got 1 minute left, like you're done, dude. Like you better try to submit me now. I have a hard time. I would have such a hard time picking these guys' fights. So like I've never had a good read on Bobby Green. As soon as I start to believe in him, he'd lose like Paddy Pimblett. Which the loss doesn't look too bad, but at that time I thought Bobby Green's gonna murder this guy. That said, Terrence McKinney, on the other hand, how could you possibly trust picking this guy to win? He's either gonna start you in 15 seconds or could completely collapse and quit.
And he had his chances. He was putting it on Green. Like he hurt him badly on the feet multiple times. He had him in a ton of trouble on the ground, and when it didn't work and when Green just was that tough and that savvy, McKinney just melted, dude. And I mean, again, when I say a fighter quit or wilted, it doesn't mean they were scared. It just means they're out of ideas.
Yeah, he's a guy does he have a bad, everyone's like, oh, he's got a bad gas tank. You don't think his team's like, yeah, dude, we need to run more and we got to do sprints more. We got to do I'm sure he does all that stuff. I think it's hair, man. I think I think the best thing he could do is go to a sports psychologist or something, and just be like, Terrence, when things start getting tough, you can do tough things. You can still win. Dev mentioned a modern Bob Sapp. Yeah, Bob Sapp was throwing fights at the end. I don't think Terrence is completely throwing fights, but I understand the general general thing, like very scary human being. But Terrence is a Ferrari with a 1 gallon.
I think that's too kind. I think he's a bottle rocket. Like he's got like 15 seconds of go that way really fast, and
yeah.
the momentum that he keeps, cruising for a minute, and then it's over. Yeah.
Yeah. What are we doing with these guys? I mean, Bobby Green, he deserves a name. I had a hard time. I'm like, dude, does he fight a contender? He keeps winning, and he keeps winning in like big moments, but then he's also proven that he's not a top 15 guy. But he does have a following. Like, people like him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, he's got to be in I'm sitting there and I'm like, he's got to be an irrelevant matchup. But like, he's already proven he's never going to win the title. He doesn't even seem like he wants to win the title. He's like kind of like another Kevin Holland. And I'm like, I wanted this guy to retire, but I just keep seeing him all the time. So I'm like, let Bobby Green knock him out. Put it in New York City. Give Bobby Green Michael Chandler.
I'm fine with that. I was giving him. I think that's like an appropriate matchup if Chandler just wants to cash some more checks. Because Green is that kind of sneaky, that kind of sneaky big star that can headline a fight night. Can be the B side. He could probably be like the B side of a third fight down on the right pay-per-view.
Sure.
I was giving him a more actually divisionally relevant fight. Just he's won 4 in a row. Like I was giving him either Salkild or Gamrot that are fighting in a few weeks.
So you give him the winner.
Yeah, probably the winner.
Oh yeah, you're going way higher than me. Like I'm giving him Bobby Green kid talks a lot and people like him. Here's a softball win for you. McKinney? Yeah, you have a matchup for McKinney?
Yeah, I have Nasrat Haqparast. I mean, it's probably going to be over in the first round. Haqparast, he can fight past the first round, but I mean, he's a hot starter too that makes a bunch of defensive errors. It'd be explosive. Yeah, that's your popcorn fight.
Yeah, I thought about who could be a guy that would look great instantly, like McKinney, but then find a way to lose. And I'm like, well, let's give him Michael Johnson. Like let's give McKinney the original. He didn't have the knockout power that McKinney had, but like kind of very similar. Yeah. So let them both have like a mental breakdown when they're fighting each other. So all right,
I don't believe Green and Benila fought 1 foot. No. Yeah.
That was the main card. Let's do some prelims. The prelims are absolutely loaded in a light heavyweight matchup. Robert Whittaker, new 205 Robert Whittaker took on Nikita Krylov. A really fun fight with Robert Whittaker winning by 3rd round TKO. Fun performance. Talk to me about it.
Oh, man. I'm going to throw something out here real quick because we're going to revisit this multiple times during these prelims, but normally I'm kind of compiling a Bulls and Bears list. This card needed a mid list, a list of fighters who won without making me feel a whole lot better about them. And Whittaker's one of them. He won. He beat a guy that probably was a top 15 talent, but some of the things that are great about Robert Whittaker followed him up to 205. Like his speed advantage over Nikita Krylov was ludicrous. He was just bouncing into range, popping him in the face 3 times and bouncing back out of range. Having said that, seeing Robert Whittaker sucking wind after 4 minutes was disturbing.
Yeah, so Whittaker, I mean, he definitely, like, once he struggled early on. Once he picked up the timing of the entries, like getting that mid range as Krylov was crashing in, like he was way too fast for him. Like totally agree. What I did like, he showed power, like that. I mean, he rocked Krylov a bunch of times. He probably broke his jaw. What it looked like.
Yeah.
The negative is, I mean, the guy he went against, like for a top light heavyweight, Krylov's the guy that will come in with his chin super high. And you can connect him. You can get a knockout. So, beating Krylov means a lot to me, but knocking him out doesn't. If that makes sense. Like that's how you go. If you beat him, that's how you got to beat him. Anyway, so like, I was concerned because Whittaker is small for the division, but then he's also fat. Like he looked fat for Robert Whittaker.
Like
professional athlete, elite athlete, like former champion. But he definitely He looked like he was in full like vacation mode.
He did. I'm not saying this is the case because he's too much of a professional, but he looked untrained. He looked like I always assumed Robert Whittaker probably looked out of camp.
He looked like he put the weight on the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, oh, I can eat that. I'm going up to 205. I can eat that. I'm going up to 205. And instead of like, I'm gonna lift weights more. I'm gonna eat a lot of red meat. But the ways they get guys up. I'm gonna take creatine. I'm gonna weight gain or something. Yeah. So it was nice to see him get a win. Obviously, he becomes instantly more relevant in the division, like fresh matchups and everything. But I'm really concerned. I think he's too small. He was never a big middleweight. I know he said he cut a lot of weight and everything, but
yeah,
I don't remember watching Robert Whittaker and be like, wow, this guy's huge compared to this guy.
No, and the UFC even changed the tail of tape on him because they listed him at 5'11" forever. They're listing him at 6 feet tall now. I've been face to face with Rob Whittaker. He is not 6 feet tall. I'm sorry. Like, he and Dustin Poirier are about the same size.
Like that's like
yeah.
Up like, on my dating profile.
Like I have the feeling that Whittaker is going to stay at 205, and now he needs a step up from Krylov, and none of them are easy outs.
Yeah, I just looked and I said like Krylov showed the way to beat Whittaker. Just use your size, get in the clinch, grind on him. The one thing that's good for Whittaker, there isn't a powerful wrestler or or some of these guys who's going to grind you against the cage, tie you out, use the size. So that's like the good thing. I mean, there's definitely guys way bigger. Like a Dominic Reyes, a Johnny Walker. These guys are huge compared to him.
Yeah,
but that's not their style. Like I'm trying to think who's the style to wrestling. Like all right.
I mean, the name I have is going to do it to him.
Okay, fair enough. I'll get to that one. I'll get to that one because my name's not. But and this is take this. Don't go too far with this. Okay. But Robert Whittaker moving up to 205. Randy Couture would have been a disaster for him.
Oh, yeah.
205 Randy Couture. Now, there's the skill set of Robert Whittaker now in 2026 is much more skilled than Randy Couture in 2005 or whatever when he was. Yeah. But my point is like that style, the pin you against the cage, pull on the back of your head, uppercut you, grind, knee, go back into the clinch. Daniel Cormier would have been a disaster for Robert Whittaker.
Yes.
I wonder who you have because I'll give you I'll give you my name first, and then you tell me why yours is better, which is probably is because I don't really like mine. I'm giving him a fight night main event, and I was giving him against Dominic Reyes.
I am 100% A-okay with that. I was going to give him the winner of Bogdan Guskov and Jan Blachowicz at UFC Belgrade in a couple weeks.
Blachowicz would definitely do that against him.
And Blachowicz is the one I had in mind.
Yeah. Yeah, he's old, though. That's one thing. I think the speed of Whittaker. But Blachowicz had no problem, like, grinding you. I always said he's a better wrestler than he is a striker. Krylov, to me, he is what he is. He's not really that relevant in the division. He's live by the sword diver, so he's always fun. I'm just using him to get over the next name. I'm putting him in like a pay-per-view prelims, and I'm giving him a Navajo Sterling.
I have the exact same idea as you. I just have a different undefeated guy. I have Abdul Rahman Yakayev.
Okay.
But same basic idea, just streaking undefeated light heavyweight killer.
Yeah.
That's probably going to slaughter Krylov, but that's what he's there for now.
Before that, one of the biggest debuts in MMA history, one of the most anticipated, former Olympic gold medalist, two-time NCAA champion, two-time Hodge Trophy winner. This guy won everything. Gable Stevenson took on Alicia Ellison, with Stevenson winning by first round TKO. I've seen people all over the place on their reaction to Stevenson's debut. It is like a camp that's like, oh my God, he freaking looks sensational. He's landing teep kicks. He looks like John Jones. And then there's the other ones like, dude, Alicia Ellison caught him a couple of times. Like, this guy's supposed to be perfect. This guy he's not that good. I'm in the are you guys nuts? He looks sensational. Like this is an Olympic wrestling champion who didn't use his wrestling at all and freaking won a kickboxing match and knocked the guy out. That's the camp I'm in. What camp are you in?
I'm a little bit in the middle, but it's nobody's fault but his own that he didn't wrestle. Like,
Yeah,
he won.
He didn't need to.
He won. He got the first round TKO. He was facing probably the worst heavyweight in the entire UFC.
One of them, yeah.
Like,
but this is what I will say. I'm saying I'm in. I think Gable's gonna be a UFC champion one day. I mean, I'm sold. I want to remind people, like people saying, "Oh, he only had 3 fights." I heard someone say that, but it's not just he had 3 fights. He had his. I mean, we talked about like, last time Conor, debuted or whatever. You had his whole career. Yeah, he had that. Gable had his whole career since like the White House crowd was announced that they're gonna do a fight at the White House.
Mm-hmm.
He had his MMA debut 10 months ago. Like pretty much how long it takes to make a baby.
Yeah, really the only comparisons you can make are again to Brock Lesnar, where he was in the UFC for a second fight. We watched him take his lumps and learn a few lessons under the brightest lights. We might get that with Stevenson as well. Because here's the thing. Even if Ellison had landed the punch of his life and knocked Stevenson out or knocked him down and Stevenson had to go into panic wrestle mode to just escape with the win, I'd still be saying, yeah, Stevenson looks like a probable future UFC champ. Like,
yeah, I'm completely sold. I mean, and the other thing, besides he just started fighting 10 months ago, he has like 7 minutes, 8 minutes of cage time. There was like one fight, he went like 3 minutes when he was like on top and, not being so super active at first, but like this guy is so great. Now I am worried like him striking and showing us, and he's winning by knockouts and bare knuckle boxing, and he's won by knockouts. I am worried that he's gonna be a wrestler who abandons his striking because he got that new toy and he gets clocked. But I mean, I think, and let me tell you something. Who don't follow, like Gable Steve's is one of the greatest American wrestlers ever. Like he's that dominant. Like he can take down anybody in the UFC. Like, there was a back and forth between Bo Nickel and Gable Steve. Well, Gable had an interview and somehow he said something like if him and Bo wrestled, he'd tech him 10-0. And then Gable responded, and they kind of like was going back and forth. I'm a Bo guy, but Gable Stevenson beats him 10-0. He said, size wise, but he's also, I mean, this guy's special. It's funny that John, so he's throwing teep kicks, and then we're talking about John Jones teep kick, and seeing those similarities. It reminded me of Rocky V, where Sylvester Stallone is teaching Tommy Gunn, and like Rocky's hitting the punch bag and Tommy Gunn's doing the exact combination like Rocky did it, and like dude, I want the rivalry. Like I want to split eventually. Like I want Gable and John Jones to eventually split and they have to fight each other. Like that's what I'm hoping for. Not that I don't think John Jones ever come back, but
Mr. C asks, in our opinions, is John Jones' style really a good fit for Gable's body type?
That's a good question.
The whole approach, no. Like John's whole like wide wingspan, like pawing out with his incredible long reach thing. That's not anything Stevenson should mess with. The using just little quick front kicks early and often, that's a good idea. I think that's something that a lot of wrestlers should do more often. Like the stereotype is always that your great amateur wrestlers fall in love with their overhand. Just, everyone's scared of the takedown, so they drop their guard easily. Most wrestlers have really good power just from their core strength. Not enough of them kick. Like there is something in MMA to the completely unafraid kicking game of someone that doesn't give a shit if you try to take him down.
No,
more people should do it. Yeah.
Like grab my leg, please grab my leg. see how that works out for you. Yeah, he's not going to be able to fight like John Jones, but adding striking is obviously a good thing, and I think when he develops more of the bow nickel, like faking low, throwing high, I think that'll work out more for him. I mean, I love teep kicks, so that's good, but if he starts doing stuff like that, he'll get some really scary knockouts. But people like the threat of the takedown is there. Just like I hope it's completely abandoning it, like we've seen wrestlers do. And one thing is interesting. He came in weighed in very, very small.
Which
he was
is
like
good.
two. I thought it was fantastic. Which is dead. I mean, he used to be like 260, 265, and as a wrestler, and he came in at 240, and like,
and he's not that big a guy. He's 6'1". He does not have a John Jones wingspan. Again, his body type is very Cain Velasquez. You know, and Cain was at his best around 242 pounds.
Yeah, or like a heavyweight DC.
A natural heavyweight DC. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm freaking sold now. Now that said, like, give me a very slow climb with this guy. Like, no reason. I see people saying, "Oh, he should fight an insert Josh Hockett, or he should fight Walter Cortez Acosta, or he should fight Volkov, or whatever." Like, no.
Even if you think he'd wreck Hockett, why would you waste Hockett?
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, but no, like, find the lowest guy in the division and fight him next, and then once he beats that one, move up another one. So, like, my matchmaking for Gable season is not going to excite people. I'm putting him on a pay-per-view card, getting like attention from main events and everything. I'm giving him Sean Sheriff, like the one step above Alicia Ellison.
Wow. Plenty of people in the chat calling for Tai Tuivasa to get an 8th shot in a row. I would be okay with that. The name I had is someone that actually just fought Tuivasa fairly recently, Louis Sutherland.
I don't mind that. Like, that's the level. Like, I don't want him fighting a top 10 guy. Like, the guy's been doing MMA for 10 months. Yeah. Now, if I'm a top 10 guy and like I might be calling for that fight, like, I want to fight him now before he gets really good. It's so funny because people would be like talking about the love affair I have with Gable Stevenson. Gable Stevenson blocked me on Twitter, so he got like a restraining order against me. No, I think like way back in the day, like years ago, someone was like trolling and like talking shit about Gable Stevenson, like just giving wrong information, and I like corrected it. I think he went in and like accidentally blocked me instead of the other person. Like, I was defending him.
No. Somebody told him that Keith is a police officer.
Oh, stop it. Before that, former bantamweight champion Cody Garbrandt take on your boy Houston's own Adrian Yanez. Yanez winning by first round knockout. I want to focus on Yanez before we focus on Garbrandt. Obviously, big name, big win. Did you learn anything about Adrian Yanez by knocking out Cody Garbrandt?
The only thing I learned is something that it's not to Yanez's credit that I had to learn this, but I've said this a few times before. There is something to be said for just going out and winning the fight you're supposed to win, especially when you're a fighter who has a demonstrated history of dropping the ball. Because here's the thing, Garbrandt had avenues to victory. He still hits hard. He still has fast hands. Adrian has gotten clipped by guys that he should have been able to handle. So just to see him get the W and get out of there with the win, I mean, it did raise my confidence in Yanez just a little bit. But on some level, I didn't think we'd be here 3 years into Adrian Yanez's UFC run.
Yeah,
I figured he'd be a title contender by now.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I didn't learn anything just because I'm so low on Cody Garbrandt at this point. Like, being Garbrandt 2026 means nothing to me. Like, he's so shot. I think Garbrandt needs to retire. He was trying to retire. I don't know if you saw, like, he took off his gloves, he was holding it, and like he got like shoot out the cage. Which,
that's really strange because, say what you will about the UFC, if you've held a title, especially if you won it in a memorable fashion, you've got that forever. I mean, Cody Garbrandt's going to be in the UFC Hall of Fame. So if he really did mean to retire, we may even get a Jose Aldo type thing where they bring him out for another card and have him walk out in between fights and give a little speech and do a little hype reel.
Yeah, I hope he gets at least something like that. I don't want to go too far on this, but I will rant for 30 seconds. Should he be in the UFC Hall of Fame? No. Really? Yes. The UFC Hall of Fame is like WF Hall of Fame where everybody gets in. There's no standard. And what happened, why there's no standard, they lowered the standard so much that it's very easy to get. Like Mo Smith is in the UFC Hall of Fame. Mo Smith was honestly, Mo Smith kind of fit Cody Garbrandt pretty good. Like had a one night incredible performance and got beat up the rest of his career after that.
Yeah,
and before something like that, I know he did defend it. Mo Smith did defend the title against Tank Abbott. Tank Abbott took the fight on like 2 days' notice, but beating Tank Abbott means nothing. Do you have a matchup for Giannis?
I don't, because the main event was over faster than I expected, and that was the last one I needed to get a matchup for.
I'm giving Kaya Sakura.
Love it.
One thing before I move on, I will say this about Garbrandt. Like if Garbrandt does retire, like we don't get to we always ask on the recap show how you remember Cody Garbrandt. I think you kind of did it already. I want to remember him as having one of the greatest performances in the history of the game.
Yep.
Like one night is brilliant if I've ever seen.
And never again even came close to living up to that promise. Because, dude, if we had a show at the time and we were recapping that, I would have confidently said that Cody Garbrandt is going to go down as the greatest bantamweight in MMA history.
Yeah, what he did to Dominic Cruz, I mean, it was unbelievable. But like I mean, I can't think of another guy that was like that peak to done. I mean, they had guys low, when the guys. I mean, I remember Chuck Liddell like collapsed really fast, but like you could see the ending. The end of his career. This could happen. It was Garbrandt was like, no, he was just about to take off.
No, he was 28 years old. He was 9-0.
Yeah, and it was you expected him to soar, and man. But I will give him credit. He tried in this fight. He went out swinging hammers. He hurt Giannis early. He went for it. The problem is his defense and durability is gone. All right, this is the time where we take a break from the fight and we give everyone what they really want to hear, and that's questions about us. This is the part of your know your host portion. I'm gonna try to make it a little quicker. I know people can tell I'm really tired. I was outside, like the sun fucking kicked my ass today. I was outside like on a lake. I got sunburn all over my stomach right now. I was enjoying the summer day drinking. We had these two rafts. We had one for like kids or rafting like these huge they're like floating rafts on this lake. There was like 6-person in one, and then we had like a 5-person one with all the adults who aren't drinking. My friend Josh, and he's like brother for me. I've known him for 30 years, and my kids call him Uncle Josh, so he's great. But anyways, we're going down there, and yeah, I'm feeling it now. I don't know if you can tell I'm very tired.
Yes.
So our know your host question, we'll throw this out to the chat too. Makes it more exciting. We'll get in those who never listened to the show before. This will be 5 minutes, and we'll be right back to touching up the rest of the prelims and also doing all the fun stuff like who stock rose and who should be cut from the UFC, stuff like that. So our know your host question is, Ben, give me 3 bucket list things you want to do before you die. So 3 people know the bucket list is like, here's my list of things before I kick the bucket. We'll throw it out to the chat. We'll try to read some of your answers.
I've been thinking about this ever since you kind of texted me. I don't even know if I can come up.
I think I say like I was thinking about this because we're both nearing death.
Yeah. It was hard for me to come up with 3. Like I feel as though I've gotten out and done a lot of the things that I meant to do. It is starting to sneak up on me that I think I might like to compete in jiu-jitsu at least once, just in something that's age and belt appropriate, Dude,
I was watching the countdown, not the countdown, the weigh-in show, and Dan Healy. They were trying to get Dan Healy, your boy, to compete in UFC BJJ thing. It'd be dope if you entered it and you and Dan went against each other. Two former friends, grew up in
former friends, like we hate each other now.
We can build a rivalry. You guys are like Bobby Green and Terrence McKinney. You never compete against each other.
But back when we were in ninth grade, we swore we'd never fight each other. But 40 years later,
I entered this. I actually was in one jiu-jitsu tournament without ever doing jiu-jitsu. I was in one jiu-jitsu tournament and I won all my matches, but I just wrestled. I wrestled like you would, like, all right, I take a guy down. I get any like exchange rules where I let him back up. This is before I fought. This is like I was like 20s. And just take the guy down again. All right, so you'd like to do a jiu-jitsu tournament?
Yeah, I think I would.
Let's enter you. Like, just do it. When's the next one? There's got to be ones every weekend in Houston.
Yeah. I mean, Fury now does grappling things that are on Fight Pass as well. So yeah, like I would have no trouble finding one, but yeah, not quite yet. But All
right. Any other ones?
No, that's all I could think of, really.
All right.
So feeling pretty fulfilled.
Hey, I want you to read some of the listeners, what theirs are. The ones you can read.
Yeah, I'm in report. European vacation, visit Fenway now that he knocked out Wrigley. My youngest brother Paul is on a go to every major league park thing,
nice.
Going across country train trip across Canada since you are a dual citizen. That's nice. Awesome.
It's funny when I hear people say stuff like my friend Corey. It was really, 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 really cool. He's the one he ended up dying. He had cancer and really good dude. Anyways, he came out to New England for we were going up to Boston. He was for a UFC event. He was covering media and stuff, so he stayed at my house and we'd take the train up and everything. And then I said, dude, what things in Boston do you want to see? And he wanted to see where the Patriots played. And I'm like, dude, we'll drive right by it. Like that's on this the bus stop that we were stopping at, the train station, excuse me. We'll just go to the next stop up, like 10 more minutes up, and we'll go right by the stadium. So like we stopped at the stadium. I got a picture of him in front of where the Patriots play. And then when we were in downtown, he wanted to see Fenway, so we drove to Fenway. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never been to Fenway. Like, that's crazy to me. Like I grew up, I probably went to Fenway 10 times before I was 10 years old.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's cool that someone's like wants to go to Fenway. That's cool. Antoine, deep sea fishing, you said, skydiving, and live in Europe for a decade. I did. I want to tune into a post-show pod to hear Keith, Ben, TJ DeSantis, and Josh. We could probably make that happen.
We'll probably make that happen.
Yeah. I mean,
like we've actually had Josh guest on a preview a few years ago.
Yeah, and I when TJ was doing the previous show, I guested on with him and stuff. Like we all have good. Yeah. Ben versus another media member. Who could you out grapple? Like who's like your level? Like I don't want you to put against someone who's a black belt. Like is there like a?
See, the only ones I know train at all would slaughter me. Like Luke Thomas is 6'5", 260 pounds and a black belt. Like fuck that.
Yeah, but he's kind of wimpy. Like,
oh my God.
I don't think he's as tough as he thinks. He makes himself like, I'm pretty sure I got the Luke. Yeah. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind doing that either. So my bucket list, like, yeah, I want to like. I thought all the ones like skydiving, dog sledding, scuba diving, like all the ones like. But I want like a different route, like ones that are not on everyone's list. So I always wanted to learn a foreign language which I'm working on. I'm working on Spanish right now. I'm not doing too well, but I got like 110 days of Duolingo straight. But I just thought like someone as white as me to be like I was camping this weekend. Like next site over was like a bunch of like Hispanic people talking Hispanic. And I just walk over, start talking to them in Spanish. Like I think that'd be pretty cool. I always want to learn how to golf and be like good at golf. Like I've golfed, but I'm not good at it. Like I want to become a golfer. Someone's like, "Oh, I hit my handicap," and here's and you get a driver and you're freaking not embarrassed when you swing. And then this is the one that probably be the hardest one. I want to visit all 50 U.S. states. I've probably been to about half of them, and I want to do like a cross country trip where I'm hitting up like freaking 12 of them and hitting up a bunch of the national parks that I've. So I go to Utah and Arizona and all that area and hit all that stuff. So those are probably my 3 bucket list ideas that I would like to do.
Those are good ones, man. Like if you ever go to Utah, like let me know. I'll either meet you out there or at least like kind of like hip you to the cool places to go.
Utah is definitely like one of the top ones. I'll give you guys a secret. If you promise me, no one will tell my wife. So when she turned 40, I saved money up on the side so she didn't know, and I surprised her with a trip to Hawaii. You knew that, Ben.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So for 50, I've been saving up for 4 years already without her knowing. When she turns 50, we're going to Australia.
That's awesome.
That's her dream spot. So 4 years. So don't tell her because I know she ain't gonna watch this.
Yeah.
So all right, let's get back to the fights. I'm sorry we didn't read everybody's. Yeah. There was some really good. I mean, it was a lot of like the usual skydiving and hot air balloon and the usual ones you see on people's lists. So,
Mr. C, going to a Scotch distillery and a like Belgian Trappist brewery would be on my list as well. So yeah, but yeah.
How about that? There you go. Boxing OD, or boxing god, I should say. He puts the G for both ways, so that messing me up. Boxing god. Somehow he said, "My girlfriend loves Sean Sheehan. Could you take Sean Sheehan in a grappling matchup? Let's make that happen."
I don't know, but tell your girlfriend that Sean is just barely married. He got married like 2 weeks ago, so you are safe.
Okay. All right, I got a matchup for you. Does it have to be a tournament, or can you just do like a jiu-jitsu match?
I'm sure I could just do a match.
Like one match?
Yeah.
Dude, we got to get Ben versus Dev.
Oh, God.
Let's get,
no, I'm going to go for like the senior circuit. Dev doesn't qualify.
Dev's young.
Dev's like my kid's age.
That could be Ben versus Adam. You could take his dad always can take his son.
Yeah. I mean, I got about 90 seconds of cardio, but yeah, I'm trying.
I teach my son wrestling, like three times a week. I'm more than that. He's been wrestling pretty much his whole life. And I'm like, I keep teaching. He's small. Obviously, he's way smaller than me. He's 11, but I'm like, man, it's good. We were wrestling in the lake. We did like we do freestyle wrestling matches more in the lake. So like, I gotta like grab his legs and spin him to get like points and stuff. And like, I let him like suplex me and stuff. And I'm like, there's gonna be a time. One, I'm aging and getting older and slower, and he's getting bigger and stronger and better. Like, there's gonna be a time when we wrestle, and I legit can't beat him. Like he's gonna be better than me. Like that's gonna suck. That's when I'll stop wrestling with him. Like once if I'm not sure I can't beat him, I'll stop wrestling with him. Speaking of people being better than each other, Luke Riley was way better than Kai Kamaka. Luke Riley won by first round TKO. First, there was Joe Rogan did not like the stoppage. What are your thoughts on the stoppage?
I thought it was early. Kamaka, it's not just that he was defending himself; he was swinging back. If you have to separate the fighters in the pocket like you're breaking up a fight on a school playground, it's probably not a TKO.
Yeah. So that's how I feel. I got to give my credit to my fellow Bostonian, fellow New Englander, Nolan King. Shout out Nolan King, MMA Junkie. If you don't know him, check out his stuff. He's awesome. He always described it like this. It's this perfect, like the line between me and Ben right now is like the perfect stoppage line. And like I'm on the early side, Ben's on the late side. It is like right on the very edge of the early side. Like I'm okay with anybody who said it was early. I'm also okay with people saying like, yeah, okay, he did rock him. He was kind of buckled, and the whole like side on the caution, rather be early than late kind of thing. So it's not the worst stoppage, but I would have liked it to go on longer. So
Yeah.
So we were in the same agreement with that. Riley, I mean, this guy's 3-0 in the UFC. He looks sensational. I mean, do you believe?
I believe he is going to spend some time in the top 10. I believe he is ripe to get tagged. Like he's a good offensive striker. Like you're a better striking analyst than me, but I see some bad habits on defense that are going to get him clocked. There are just so many clean, hard hitting strikers up that ladder at 145.
Yeah, that's a tough division. I mean that it's hard. Like those divisions, it's hard like to make a stand and be like, this guy's going to be a champion. Or this guy.
Yeah.
What I like is he's like entering his prime years. His boxing offense is very good. Like he's very fast. He's accurate. Obviously, he showed he's got power. What I didn't like, and obviously didn't affect this fight, but he wasn't even like trying to check the leg kicks. Kamako was teeing off on his leg kicks. Other guys are gonna destroy him with leg kicks there if he doesn't. Again, he could fix that, and that's. I love his attitude though. Like he's very marketable. So I would lean towards more. I believe, but I don't think he's gonna win a title.
Right, but you tell me that a year from now he's going to be in the top 10 and he's going to spend at least a year or two there. I'm completely on board. Like, yeah, he's a definite talent.
Absolutely. What? Give me a matchup for him. Did you have a matchup for him?
I did not, and I think it should be another guy outside the top 15.
Yeah, I totally agree. I wouldn't throw him that high yet. I like a guy who's kind of like almost like two guys on the outside that kind of a win could push him further. I'm gonna give him a guy that looks sensational. I'm gonna give him Conor McGregor, who's on a nice little run himself, and put them against each other. Put him like in England on like a fight night card, and put it as like a main card fight on that. Like maybe the opener of the main card.
Yeah, or I mean, once he's feeling better, if well, no, never mind. Like Ethan Ewing's been fighting at 135 since his debut, so never mind. Because otherwise,
Ewing would probably put it on him too right now. Yeah. Ewing's good. Speaking of good, Tracy Cortez took on Wayne Kong, and Wayne Kong won a unanimous decision. I'll say this: there was some things I was worried about Wayne Kong or Kong Wang. One obviously was her takedown defense. Like that was like the big weakness where Tracy Cortez would have an advantage, but she's improving her takedown defense. And I know Tracy Cortez didn't go crazy trying to make entries, but she did enough to stop takedowns. With her striking, she's sneaky in the division. Now she's old, she's not young.
Yep.
She's sneaky.
She is. I don't know how well this win is going to age. Like, I hope I'm wrong about this, but I wouldn't be that shocked if Cortez doesn't ever win another fight. Like,
I felt a little bit of that too. I should have asked you, was this a good win or a bad loss?
She said all the right things, but I'm like, I've moved my training to Mexico. I'm prepared like I've never been before. And
what does that mean? I moved to Mexico.
And as soon as
training in Mexico better than training in America,
I don't know.
Listen, but I want to go back to my heritage. Okay.
Okay. It's a shame that you don't have heritage from a country that teaches you to check leg kicks, because after about the third one that she completely ignored, I'm like, she is not prepared for this fight.
Too bad her heritage wasn't like
Thailand.
or like you have a wrestling advantage to like her heritage wasn't like Dagestan.
Yeah.
She instead of having fake eyelashes, she's got the fake
like chin beard.
Honestly, she looks toast to me. She looks really toast. She looks very like disinterested. She bad fight IQ. Like she needed to close the distance. She didn't have to be clinching in, but she had to like pressure the kicker, get past it. Like, they call it crowding the kicks. Like she had to get past that. She didn't.
Nope.
And I mean, she didn't I mean, the calf kicks for Wayne Kong was tremendous. The one thing that I'm worried about with Wayne Kong is that she didn't have an urgency to finish Cortez. I feel like she was there for the picking. Like she could have picked up the pace. I'm worried about when someone's really pressuring her, how's she gonna do? But that said, it's still a good performance.
Yeah, good performance. I agree that she could have stepped on the gas harder. There was a point in the fight where I thought she might finish it with leg kicks.
So did I.
She's just going to keep busting up that leg until Cortez is hobbling, and then finish her with something else, like go upstairs with a kick or just start punching her. But yeah, just never quite took it out of third gear.
Yeah, I thought she was cruising. And there was one point where she actually had Cortez kind of back towards the cage, and I'm like, dude, she should be opening up with huge combinations. Like Cortez can't, like she's trapped there, like, and she just didn't, like she just didn't throw enough.
No, and the third round looked like a heavy bag routine, just because Wong was doing everything right, just like going to the body a couple times, going upstairs, but just never quite enough. Like I feel like
a late bag round. Like you're just kind of warming up, like nothing crazy. She has an avenue, like she has the fast track. She beat Valentina Shevchenko in a kickbox match. There's a she has that. Like we've seen that happen with people. Now she called for a fight, Valentina Shevchenko. There's a lot of girls ahead of her. She's not getting that. But like if she knocked out Tracy Cortez spectacular, had Tracy Cortez like knocked out against the cage or something. I'm not saying she would get the title shot next, but maybe she's in the number one contender matchup. I felt she like really let it slip away.
Yeah.
And it's still the best win of her career. And that said, Tracy Cortez's wrestling is so grossly overrated.
I think we'd have to agree with that at this point.
So, yeah. Cortez, like, I'm giving her Casey O'Neill, like someone who like deserves to step up in competition. Put it on like a fight night.
That works for me. Yeah.
Wayne Kong, I'm not giving her Valentina. I'm still going to give her a huge step up. I'm giving her a fight night main card. Maybe co-main on a fight night. I'm going to give her Rose Namajunas.
That is exactly who I was thinking. If Rose wants another fight, boom.
Before that, Ben's favorite fighter, Damian Penis, took on Cesar Almeida. Penis winning by first round TKO. Before we talk about what actual action, shout out to freaking Damian Penis with one unbelievable great sportsmanship tonight, where he could have freaking clocked Cesar Almeida, and he just kept his hand there, like saying, "Ref, jump in, stop me." Like good of him. That was awesome.
Yes.
Also was awesome. His freaking right hand. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, you and I both called for Almeida to pull the upset here, and I was feeling pretty good about it right up until really literally that shot.
Yeah, it was like I was like, oh man, we're like, I was like, I already had like the tweet like already like keyed up, like the consensus upset pick hits again. Like I had it keyed up, and then David Penis gave him the good penis and just freaking
stretched him out.
Stretched him out with the penis. Do I still have concerns about him? Sure. But I feel like between him and Luke Riley, I feel much better because of the division. He's a middleweight. Some of the flaws he has, he'll get away with at middleweight.
Oh yeah.
He's also even younger. He's 24. I mean, he just knocked out a very decorated kickboxer. He has 11 fights, and he's only been 4 years of fighting. So like his add another guy for his entire career was during Conor McGregor's absence. So definitely a lot to like with Mr. Penis.
Yeah, like Penis continues to rise.
He is. What do you want for him next? Oh, you got a perfect one. You got a perfect matchup. I can tell. I
don't. I wish there was a fighter in the division whose name was like, I don't know, like butthole or vagina or something. It would just be like a perfect.
Last name, but
dude, he deserves a name and the UFC should give him a name, but he doesn't need a huge step up in competition yet. Like,
I'm,
if
I'm
Kelvin
giving,
Gastelum wants another fight,
oh, I'm giving him a step up, but I think it's a good stylistic matchup, if that makes sense. Like, definitely step up. It's a hard fight. I'm giving him a fight night coming event. You get on the Conor card. People want to be in that card because it brings you clout, but it also like kind of rushes you. I'm giving fight night co-main event. I'm giving Roman Karpov.
oh, I like that.
All right, Ben, what was the last movie you watched?
Oh my goodness. We were just at the theater. What the hell was it? It must not have been that good because I don't remember. It was the He-Man. It was the He-Man movie.
Oh, it's funny. I'm not a guy who goes to the movies a lot, and I actually have gone to the movies twice recently, and I also saw the He-Man movie with my friend Josh. The one it was like all '80s guys night. Me, my friend Ronald, my friend Josh. Actually, all the 4 guys that were in the camping trip went there. We were celebrating our '80s, and the movie's terrible. Exactly like I thought it was gonna be. But that wasn't the last time I went to the movies. The last time I went to the movies, I went July 2nd with my oldest daughter, and we went and saw Young Washington.
How was it?
It was fantastic. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. But I like those history type movies and stuff. I like real life movies. So
very cool.
Yeah, awesome. Speaking of real life, Fareed Basharat in real life beat John Garza in a fight that was much closer than people thought. I will say this. I had a terrible night at picks. We both picked Basharat, but we both said Garza was a game opponent. We both were like pretty high on him. And we're like, this guy's good.
He is good. And I thought the moment and the step up in competition would be too much for him. Like, I think I talked about him on the preview as like, this is a guy with upside, but he's a be on the contender series a year from now type upside. Like, I want to see him get 3 more fights in Fury before he's on the contender series. No, he goes in against a top 15 guy and puts it on him. Like, he lost on short notice.
Like a week and a half or something like that.
And there were several spots in the fight where Basharat, and this is the better, more composed, higher fight IQ Basharat brother, looked like he wandered into the wrong bathroom. He's like, what the hell is this guy doing to me? And it was just by being aggressive and quick and never letting Basharat reset. Like, he would get the better of a striking exchange. Basharat would clearly want to back off and reset, probably to throw a couple strikes and shoot for a takedown. And Garza was right on him again. He fought brilliantly.
Yeah, I gave Garza a round. Like, I thought it was one of those ones where I'm like, what? Just this is point of it. We're talking about Garza instead of talking about Basharat, and I'm like, he lost the fight, but he's the one who stock rose. Like nobody is saying, oh man, this guy lost. He's not that good. Like, everyone's like, I think his family's proud. I mean, I was like, dude, that was fantastic. You did awesome. Like, the matchmakers are probably like, dude, yeah, you're getting a big contract. Like, I thought he looked great. I mean, the body work he was doing was, besides going the bodies great, it was smart. You could see Basharat hitting the pressure, slowing down, landing good shots. Now, I'm not going to overreact. I saw a lot of people calling Basharat a fraud. The guy's what, 16, 17, something like that, and undefeated. Obviously undefeated
16-0 now,
16-0, obviously undefeated in the UFC. The one reason why I'll say I'm not going to overreact to Basharat, like Basharat had destroyed a young kid making his debut and you're a top 15 guy, a lot of people think you're a contender. Yeah. But that said, he didn't have a long time to prepare for this guy. He even mentioned that. Like, I didn't know what to expect from this guy. There's not like tons of film out there. So, like, I will put that out there. Like, I'm going to give him a pass there. But, like, Basharat, I feel like Basharat established himself enough in the UFC to show that he's a real deal.
Yeah. Yeah, had 5 days to prepare for this guy.
Yeah. He's undefeated. He's what's his record? I mean, I know you said
16. He's 16-0. He's 7-0 in the UFC.
7-0 in the UFC. Isn't it crazy that he just fought out his contract? And you're 16-0, 7-0 in the UFC, and you have to be on the broadcast asking for them to re-sign you.
It's
like, how did he enter the cage today without already having a contract?
It's kind of wild. I imagine they'll re-sign him. You know,
I
if he
sure
had
hope
splattered
so.
Garza in 90 seconds, he might have gotten a
Of
little better
course.
contract, but they're going to lock him down.
Yeah,
They're not
of
going to let this
course.
guy go to PFL.
No,
Yeah.
no. That would be. I mean, that would be really bad. Let's matchmake Basharat. You mentioned Eamon Zahavi earlier. That's how I'm matching her. I'm letting him avenge his brother's loss to Eamon and let them fight,
I,
and that'd be
I
a huge step up.
yeah, I'm a-okay with that. Or I mean, my first thought was just remake the Ethan Ewing fight, you know, but I'm fine with either of those.
Yeah, those. I mean, those would both be tough matchups. Like I think Ethan Ewing was good. Before that, Ryan Granda took on Zach Reese with Ganda winning by first round TK. Reese was looking good for that like minute and a half, and until Ganda just absolutely smoked him with one punch. Dude's, I think he's what 2-0 in the UFC now.
Yep.
Yeah, he's 2-0 in the UFC. I mean, sure, there were two first round knockouts against very low level UFC talent, but I mean, are you believing?
No,
Yeah, me neither.
like I believe he belongs, but I
Sure.
believe anybody in the top 15 is just licking their chops for this guy.
Yeah, I mean, Reese was looking great. What I loved is Joe Rogan was talking how he's like, "Oh, Reese is looking sensational." The exact second he just gets blasted and like knocked out.
Yeah.
like he couldn't have timed it better. Um, I'll slow roll him. Like he's 2-0. Like he has power. He can be exciting. Like let him knock out Andre Petrowski, the ghost of Andre Petrowski, on like a fight night card.
Yeah, that's the kind of fight he should get.
Beating Zach Reese, like Zach Reese's offense is fun, but his defense is just bad. His durability is he just can't he can't eat shots anymore.
And it comes down to fight IQ. Like Reese had a way to maximize his routes to victory, which is take this man down, and he hung around on the feet too much and got clocked.
He's a guy that I wonder, like, I'm never like not often. Not often I'm the guy that says like, oh, a guy should go up in weight class and try to like save his career. That's usually I wonder if Reese could. I mean, he's a big guy, but also like just having that extra 20 pounds, having extra water in your brain, a little faster. I mean, I know a lot of people say, oh, he get knocked out in the middleweights, but why do you want to get hit by a light heavyweight? They hit even harder, but I think he wouldn't get hit as much.
Yeah, and part of his durability problem might be that he's dehydrated. Like he's a big dude.
He's a big ass dude. I mean, Ganja is not a small guy, and he was towering him.
Oh, and I mean, Zach trains at a gym, I'm very friendly with the coach. I've seen him in the gym where he's like in shape but not water cut. He is huge.
Could you take him to this match?
Absolutely not.
I don't know, man. Yeah, you are
absolutely not.
You're looking trim, brother. I gotta get on the bed diet, man. I was like,
oh my goodness.
Gotta get my blood pressure down and shit. I was swimming today, man. I'm the worst swimmer in the world. I am the worst swimmer. We swim, like we were swinging, and I love it. Like I love like just slow backstroking, but like when the kids want to like race, and there was like a floating dock, and you want to see me be gassed, just have me swim like any distance. Like I'm fucking terrible.
Swimming's brutal.
So bad.
Cardio, yeah.
Oh, even when I was like in good shape, like when I was like a high school wrestler and shit, like my swimming technique is terrible. I don't use my legs enough. My legs drag, so I like pull the water with me, and I'm like fucking toast. Like
he's a Greco-Roman swimmer.
Yeah. Greco-Roman swimmer, nice. Yeah. And the first fight of the night, flyweights. Cody Durnan took on Alessandro Costa. Costa winning by second round submission. Costa is on a nice little run here at flyweight. Do you believe in him?
Conservatively, yeah. I don't think he's a future title contender, but I think he's a guy that could stake out some room in the bottom half of the top 10 for a while.
Yeah. I kind of agree. I like him. I like there's something. I mean, he took this fight on short notice, so I'm going to give him a little bit of a pass for his output in the first round. That's like always been the knock away. Like you cannot be a flyweight and have low output. Now he relies on burst and power, and he's got a very good grappling. I mean, he showed that. So I'm giving him a little bit of a pass, like not having the berserker style. That's the one thing I think is holding out on him. Like he just needs to pick up his output. But to just won 3 wins in a row, I kind of feel like he needs a big step up and come with like a tougher matchup. Durden is so frustrating. Like every time I'm like, oh, this guy's toast. He's done. He wins one and he looks great. So I'm like, oh, I stopped believing him, and then he looks done again. Like he started off great, and then as soon as he got taken down, it was a wrap.
And I mean, I thought he looked good in the first round. I scored the first round. Well, I gave it to Costa just for hurting him at the very end. But yeah,
you're right. Yeah, he stole at the end. Yeah, you're right. Durden's fun, but it's hard picking Durden fights.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
I'm gonna give Costa a big step up in competition. I'm gonna give him Tajir Ulanbekov.
I like that. I was thinking names like Tim Elliott, or I don't know how much longer there is.
We always mentioned if there's a flyweight, we have to get Tim Elliott on the show.
Unranked flyweight coming off a win, Tim Elliott.
Yeah. Tim Elliott. He's our new Brad Tavares.
He really is. Or honestly, I don't know how much time is left on Kai Kara-France's self-imposed exile. You know, because he said a while back that he was going to take a year off. But if he's back in a reasonable time, that'd be the kind of name too. Yeah.
That'd actually be really fun. They'd be throwing hammers at each other.
Yeah.
So there you guys have it. We covered all 14 fights in the most in-depth way possible. Let's get into the fun stuff. The Bulls, the Bears, the Cutlass. Dude, seriously. I have a very, very short dude, seriously, this week.
I have one item.
Okay. I'll let you kick it off. Let's hear that one item.
Inviting Michael Chandler to this was such a gut punch.
Oh,
Michael Chandler blew like literally 3 years of his career, 3 years of the twilight of his career, when he could have collected some checks and maybe even padded his legacy with a few more decent wins, waiting at the altar for Conor McGregor. When McGregor finally comes back, Chandler could have won that fight. All he needed to do was walk out there and do nothing for 50 seconds. But not only is he there, they keep panning to him. Now he's hanging out with Vince Vaughn. Now he's hanging out with Theo Vaughn. Are they brothers? I don't know. They might be. Theo doesn't look like a good speller. Like
I didn't even think about that. Michael Chandler could have won. Michael Chandler.
Yeah, like just inviting Chandler to that. That's like inviting your ex-girlfriend to your wedding, but like your ex-girlfriend that you broke up with like a year ago. You know, like just brutal.
I actually went to an ex-girlfriend's wedding. Is that crazy? Like, but we were like ex-girlfriend, like boyfriend, girlfriend, like young, and then like we ended up like becoming like good friends and like group friends. So and our husband's freaking awesome, and like these two people were like two made for each other couple, but yeah, me and my future wife. All right, I think I don't know if me and Chris were already married or not, but I think we were, but. Yeah. So here's my dude. Seriously, the Ryan Ganda had a great knockout, but like Joe Rogan, he's not MMA's Joe Frazier. Like, relax. Like, dude, seriously. Drew Brees in the booth breaking down the technique that fighters need, asking Drew Brees what fighters need to do. Like, dude, seriously. And I like Drew Brees. At one point, Paddy Pimblett like starts singing. Not when he was singing the Oasis song, but like he was singing some random British song that nobody knows. And he said to the whole crowd, like, cheer on. Like he must have thought he was somewhere else because nobody else. And
it dragged on for like 40 seconds.
And they wanted it like to cheer along with him, but they didn't know the song. Like, dude, seriously. And Connor's haircut. I think it was kind of cool, like in a good way. Good dude, seriously. I found out. So there's like my friend's new girlfriend. She brought her like college daughter, and they were talking about some concert in Fenway. Apparently, I'm the only person on planet Earth who never heard of this guy. There's a guy playing at Fenway 4 nights in a row, which I didn't know this. 4 nights in a row, named Noah something. Noah. Someone in the chat.
I might be too old.
Someone in the chat would know. I guess he's like the biggest like star. I never heard of the guy. And they're like, "Oh yeah, you know his songs though." And she like played me like his top like 5 songs. I didn't recognize a single one of them. And he's like, he's the first guy ever to sell out Fenway 4 nights in a row. Like they didn't give Paul McCartney 4 nights in a row.
Good grief.
Noah, I think it was like a K.
Noah Khan.
Noah Khan. Have you heard of Noah Khan?
Okay,
you are the music guy.
But like that's like the kind of music I have the least use for.
Okay, I never even heard of the guy.
Like, give me a dude with long hair and an acoustic guitar up there, and I just want to like break the thing over his head, like John Belushi in Animal House.
Yeah, like they say he's like this folky kind of.
Yeah.
I think a folk. I think of John Denver or something. So I'm
dude. Give me John Denver every day of the week over any of these
absolutely.
new guys. Yeah,
100%. But yeah, apparently that's what I like. You think you're cool, and you realize, like, oh my god, I'm like insanely old. All right, let's get to the cut list. The way the cut list works is both me and Ben have the same name on the cut list. We allow the UFC to get rid of them. Ben, I have 2.
I have 2 as well.
I was very nice. I think we're not going to have the same 2.
Interesting.
I think we'll have one of them. I'm going to go with former bantamweight champion Cody Garbrandt. I think he's retiring, but if not,
yeah,
I hate to see him go. I mean, he did win the fight right before this, but the dude's washed. He's so washed. I mean, he was on our fast pass. We fast passed the former champion.
Yep.
You had so people are saying Tracy Cortez. I'm not. I wasn't cutting Tracy Cortez. I was crushing Alicia Ellison. I know he didn't look too bad. He actually like threw some heat. He's still 0-2 in the UFC with 2 first-round knockout losses.
Yeah, I am cutting Ellison as well, and
so we had
Zach and Zach Reese is on notice. Like, I really the only reason that I didn't cut Reese is 1 because his coach would kick my ass, and 2 because I thought he actually should have won the Michelle Pereira fight, so he shouldn't be on a 2-fight losing streak.
Me too. I thought he won the Michelle Pereira fight. Yeah. But you're saying his coach could beat you up, but he couldn't beat you up because you got the jiu-jitsu skills on him.
Oh my goodness.
Let's make that happen. How all right, all joking. If you grapple a little bit, how long can you last against him?
I bet I could last 60 seconds.
I think you'd be winning.
Like pure defense, I could probably defend myself for 60 seconds.
I think you'd be winning the first 60 seconds. Like, come on, man. Have some belief in yourself, brother. I didn't say you're going against freaking David Maya. I said Zach Reese.
I'm a realist, baby.
All right, let's go on to the awards. The awards are gonna be tough, dude. There was some. I mean, the first 13 fights were bangers. Do we have the awards?
We do. There were a pair of performance of the night bonuses, and there was a fight of the night bonus, and everybody got 100,000 for their bonus.
All right. All right. The fight. And I think the fight of the night is the flyweight fight. I would go Royval and Kavanaugh. You were going with Batista and Sandhagen. Is one of us correct?
Yes, you're correct.
Okay.
Brandon Royval and Lanier Kavanaugh bagged fight of the night honors, 100,000 each for their back and forth flyweight clash.
I'm not even going to ask you if you agree with the performances, the bonuses, because there was so many incredible. Like you could probably go 7-8 deep on who could get a performance bonus. So I think it's.
But these might have been the first 2 I would pick.
Okay. The one to me that I would, and I don't even like saying this because he's already making a shitload of money, but to me, Paddy Pimblett had to get us. Had to. I mean, proven necktied. The other one, man. I mean, I'm thinking of. I mean, Costa, Riley. They all had really. Gandra with the one punch knockout. Bobby Green's comeback, but I'm gonna go with Penis.
You know what? I think you've talked me into Penis because the
I thought you
performance
don't like a Penis.
the performances of the night went to Paddy Pimblett and King Green. And I completely agree on Pimblett. That's the most obvious one ever. I don't mind Green getting it at all,
sure.
but honestly, Penis just starching Cesar Almeida.
To me,
that was
the way I give out the award for performance. I almost think about how you would do a wrestling tournament, most outstanding wrestler, and the most outstanding wrestler is usually the most dominant. And there is some factoring of the divisions. Like you'll see that like a guy in a more deeper division can get bump over. Like heavyweights don't get it too often because usually it's not as good of a division and stuff. That's why I like Bobby Green was losing. Like I wouldn't give that to like if you're losing, you're in the finals of a wrestling tournament, you're losing the whole time, and then you catch the guy with a headlock or something. Like I'm not going to give you most outstanding wrestler. Right. So that's kind of why I went with my man Penis instead. But all right, the King takes out the Penis instead. Yeah. Let's go to the Bulls and the Bears. The Bulls and the Bears are stock market reference. You want to be on the Bulls list. You do not want to be on the Bears list. We do it 3, 2, 1. Let's go positive.
Okay.
All right. I'll let you kick it off.
All right. Let me. Bulls. I know I had my little mini rant about how there were a ton of winning fighters that still left some questions, but Paddy Pimblett, yeah, the fight was handed to him on a platter, but he upstaged the main event and might have upstaged it even if it turned into a decent fight. Like, just, he had that arena in the palm of his hand. So he gets one from me. Brandon Royval. I am going to learn at some point not to write this man off. Because it's not just that, like, he is, like, lucking into wins. Like, he looked great tonight.
Yeah, he did.
And I'm going to have to say that Penis tops my list. I don't think we're going to see Penis hanging on too many UFC undercards anymore. I think he's going to be standing tall on main cards.
The UFC would be very pro Penis. So
yes, absolutely. Yep.
I remember Paul throws out Jason Herzog for taking a point. I mean, one of the worst knees. We didn't mention that in the Wong Kong, which he need. Tracy Cortez should have took disqualification. She should, because she was not going to win that fight. Nope. All she did was cost herself half a paycheck. I'll give you 3. My number 3. I'm gonna go with. It wasn't who he. I mean, it's not good wins, but to start off your UFC career 2-0 in the UFC, two first round knockouts. I'm gonna go and being on a Conor McGregor card. I'm gonna go with Ryan Gandra. Again, we both sold on is he a future star or anything like that, but he's put in star performances so far. My number 2, and again, I agree with Joe. So I'm digging a little deeper than I normally would. I'm gonna go Mario Batista. I mean, he eventually lost. He's won 10 out of his last 11 fights at bantamweight.
Yep.
That's like a Leon Edwards type run.
Mm-hmm.
And my number 1, you mentioned Paddy Pimblett, which I totally agree, but I want to go the entire country of England. Luke Riley kicks off the night with a knockout. Obviously, Paddy Pimblett wins. He was probably the biggest star based on what happened in the main event. He was the star, the talk of the town. And then England, the country, also won in the World Cup, and they're in the semifinals. So if you're an English sports fan, very, very good night for you guys, especially after we just celebrate whooping your asses for independence. So let's go to the Bears. The Bears are the people's list you do not want to be on. Ben, I'll let you kick it off again.
Okay. Gonna throw out Cesar Almeida. Like, the idea of him finishing out a rivalry with Alex Pereira, that train has long since left the station. But if he even wants to stick around in the UFC and cash a few more checks as he pushes 40, this is the exact kind of fight he needs to win.
Well, he said training with. I know it very briefly, but he's actually said training with Ashburn because that's how bad they you got that rivals. Yeah,
yeah, but like he's not even gonna be able to stick around if he gets one shotted by the dummy and penises of the world. So that's one for sure. Dude, Terrence McKinney. It's not like we were surprised. We know what kind of fighter you are, but dude,
it's just like why is it happening, dude?
It like it's so bad that it tempts me to say things that I am normally really slow to say about fighters. Like, but yeah, he looked like a quitter tonight. It was bad. My number one, Bear. I'm skipping McGregor because I didn't expect much out of him. Benoit Santini. Dude, you handed that fight to Paddy Pimblett on a platter. I'm not saying you would have beaten him. I picked Pimblett to win, but you were the favorite for a reason. Pimblett is a flawed fighter, and instead of going after his flaws, you just exposed yours as badly as possible. So yeah, hideous performance for Benoit Santini.
Yeah, I didn't put Conor on my list too, just because similar. I didn't expect much on him. But the one thing I will say, we didn't mention this. I mean, it's been 2 injuries in a row to end fights. When was the last time that happened? Like guys, fought in the UFC or girl fought in the UFC and 2 fights in a row. The fight was stopped due to an injury. Not talking like cut eye, punch. I mean like an actual injury, freak injury thing.
Like I'm thinking back to Cain Velasquez, or like his last fight he got knocked out by Ngannou, but it's because his knee blew out and Ngannou just pounced and punched him out.
Yeah, that's actually a good example of a guy who like came back, and as soon as he came back, he got injured right away. The Conor thing, I was wondering, like, being that he's lost twice by injury now instead of like getting his ass kicked. I know Poirier was kind of putting on him a little bit. Does he? Like we all say he's done, his body failed him. Does he do the opposite? Like, no, like no one's beat me. Like I've had these string of bad luck, So,
I think it's more like he seems kind of delusional at this point.
That's my point. That's my point.
Yeah.
Like, he'll think delusional about it. Like I can still win. They didn't beat me. Like I just had like really extremely bad luck. I'll prove you guys wrong. All right, I'll give you my 3 bears. My number 3. I'm gonna go with Tracy Cortez. She's lost 3 out of the last 4, and she looked bad. Like honestly, she was doing okay against Erin Blanchfield in New York when it first started, and then she ended up getting submitted. This, I mean, it was pillow to post. Bad performance. She got trashed.
Mm-hmm.
And no urgency, nothing. Terrible game plan. Her corner kept telling her what to do, and they had the right advice, and she just wasn't even like trying it. It was like, oh, that's probably frustrating. My number 2. This guy was just on our Bulls. His last performance, we were like, man, we were sold on this guy. At least I definitely was. But I'm going to go with Lenore Kavanaugh. I mean, he's supposed to be on the rise, but they dig into it. He's actually lost 2 of his last 3 fights. So, and both of them by stoppage. So, it's not the deepest division, so he can kind of work himself back in, but he's had better days. And my number 1, he didn't look bad, but he's lost 3 out of 4 fights, and now he could have possibly have an injury. I don't think he's injured, but he might be. Corey Sandhagen.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I like Sandhagen.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's go with the grade of the card. To me, this is super tough.
Same, but I'm giving it a C.
Oh, it was so good. I mean, it was so good. I feel like you had an A all semester, and then like professor caught you cheating, so you got an F no matter what. I'm giving it an F. Like the main event was so hyped up. I'm giving the whole card an F. One thing I have been doing, I usually write notes on the listeners. Who's your listener of the night?
Oh my goodness. Like I did not keep good track.
Me neither. Usually I'm on top of that. I'll go first then. I'll give you one. I'm going to give it to my man. We haven't given it to him in a long time. I'm going to give it to Antoine Willis. He was asking questions all night. He's always keeps the chat going. I'll get to my man, Antoine Willis.
That works for me. It's unanimous. Antoine, you're the man. You're our man in Atlanta.
I was also looking at Jake C 7296. He was coming in great, and plus the last comment on there from his I agree with Keith, which is always a good way to make yourself the listener tonight. So there you guys have it. We have covered all of UFC 329, and by the way, every time I looked up something on UFC 329, I kept putting 239 instead of 329. I screwed it up all week long. I don't know how I kept flipping those, but anyways, we've gone super deep. We will be back doing our preview show UFC
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City. Two former champions, Dricus du Plessis versus Kamaru Usman. Make sure you check that out. I'll be back to recap all the action. Thank you so much.
Yeah. If you're a regular,
good.
Just if you're a regular viewer of our previews, make sure to check out this preview because there might be an announcement either at the beginning or end of it.
There you go. Make sure you check out and see that. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Thanks for listening.